Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chantel if you're just seeing my face for the first time, and if you like what you see already, please do well to subscribe by clicking on that red button by the right hand side that spells subscribe and the bell icon button that shows up after, so you don't miss out on any of my uploads. Today's video is actually a very steamy one, and I'm going to ruffle some feathers here today. So if you're interested in finding out what I'm going to be talking about, please keep on watching and let's begin. In today's video, we're going to be discussing friends and friendship. But before I begin, I just want to water the ground a bit by defining the words friend and friendship. So I'm going to go on ahead and Google the definition of friends and friendship as well. Then we'll work our way up with that. So friend, the definition of friend, it says a person with whom one has a bond or mutual affection, typically one exclusive of sexual or family relations. And friendship is defined as a relationship of mutual affection, same as friends, between people. It is a stronger form of interpersonal bond than an association and has been studied in academic fields such as communication, sociology, social psychology, anthropology, and philosophy. So yeah, I just had to give the definition of both so we can have an idea of where we're getting it wrong. Something I bookmarked when he said it's a stronger form of interpersonal bond than an association. So some of us are in associations with people and we refer to them as friends. It's not exactly the case. I would not say everybody that I talk to are my friends. Even the Bible said love your neighbor as yourself. It did not state that everybody should be your friend. So I'm going to be categorizing friends into three categories, and number one being your close friends, the ones which you share heart-to-heart discussions with, the ones which you let it all out with, the ones which you tell your innermost secrets, the ones that you're bare with, basically. Secondly, the other category are just casual friends in the sense that, oh, I hang out with you from time to time, but I talk about general stuff with you. There's no intimate discussions that we have. I don't tell you my secrets. I don't tell you what is bothering me. I just tell you surface discussions or discuss surface things with you. And the third category in my books is the acquaintance. So acquaintance are people that you are cool with, you love them generally, you don't have any issues with them, there's no bad blood between both of you, but yeah, you're not friends. You don't stay and call each other, you don't check up on each other, but when you see each other, you're all nice to each other, you hug, you exchange pleasantries, but then again, you are not in close communication, you are not closely knitted, and you don't even feel the need to hang out with that person. So that is what is called an acquaintance. Let me make sure that I'm correct by going to the dictionary to define it. Acquaintance, a person who one knows slightly but who is not a close friend. So yeah, I'm smart. I was really close. So yeah, most of us make the mistakes of taking our acquaintances as friends and expecting so much from them, which shouldn't be the case. Even as your friend, you shouldn't expect a lot from the person, because nobody can be you. You cannot force someone to be who you want them to be. We're all adults. Even children cannot force their playmates to be who they want them to be. At some point they will rebel. So yeah, that is the case with human beings. I feel like most friendships crash because so much is expected of them. Rather, I have friends that fit into these three categories, and I don't demand a lot from my friends. I don't demand attention. I don't demand anything. I can come to you and tell you things of the heart, but I don't demand or give you attitude when you don't follow up with how I'm feeling or how I got to go through that challenge. I'm the type of person that if you tell me something, I will call you to find out, oh, are you okay now? Are you fine? But I don't demand same from my friends. Yeah. So I'm just going to give a few pointers of things you should look out for when tagging someone a friend. And if the person lacks two or more, I don't want to say one because we're not perfect, but two or more of these attributes, then it's a red flag. You should discuss that with the person, and if there's no change, I would suggest that you categorize that person from whatever category he or she is. So if he or she is a close friend, you can bring them down to normal general friends, and if it's a general friend, you can actually demote that person to acquaintance. It's not wrong in any way. At the end of the day, all we want is our peace of mind, and we want someone who, or we want people that surround us, people that affect us positively. That brings me to say that choosing the right people in our lives can either make or break us, because in this case we are charting our destiny. You are perceived by the type of people you hang out with, whether you like it or not. So if you're hanging out with a group of people that are wayward, everybody will automatically take you to be wayward. That might not be the case, because you know yourself perfectly well that you are not wayward, but the world doesn't see that, because your group, your crew is perceived to be that way. What makes a good friend? My number one tip is loyalty. A good friend is loyal to you regardless of the situation, regardless if you're there or you're 10,000 miles away. They might be saying something bad about you even without the person knowing what do you call it, the details on the discussion. If they are bringing you down, your good friend will fight for you and then ask you of the details later, and if you're in the wrong, they will castigate you in private and not in public. So that is one of the priority for me when it comes to categorizing someone as a close friend or a good friend or a BFF. My number 2 point is a good friend is sensitive about your feeling, how their actions affect you positively or negatively. They treat you kindly and respect you completely, and they always tell you the truth regardless of whether it's difficult at the time or if it's something you want to hear or not. Those are the attributes of a good friend. Like, a good friend gives it to you 100 whether you like it or not. Number 3, a good friend will love you unconditionally with no compulsion, and they will love you in a very non-judgmental way. Even if you fall off and do something stupid, the way they bring you back to it, even if they are trying to shout, it will be in a very loving way. Like, basically a good friend just puts you in their shoes in any situation. So what will I like, or how will I like someone to talk to me when I misbehave or do something that is not right? So basically there are no put downs when it comes to a very good friend. They don't judge you at all. They just tell you everything in the most loving way, even if sometimes they can raise their voice, but you can still tell that there's love and concern from where this is coming from. The 4th point on my list is a good friend listens. I cannot overemphasize this one. I've had issues with people in the past where they do not listen. Like, one of my pet peeves is someone that doesn't listen. I cannot be talking to you and you're doing something else, or what I'm saying doesn't mean anything. Yeah, like you're just looking at me but you're disconnected. Basically, a good friend doesn't fall into that category. A good friend will listen to you and come up with something or an avenue to solve whatever issue you're in, or advice, something. A good friend is present, just present in that moment at the time you're telling the person whatever it is you're sharing with him or her. The next point is that a good friend pushes you to be better in every category or area of your life. Whatever it is you're getting involved with, a good friend is with you all the way. A good friend doesn't take advantage of the fact that you're the curator of this business, or you're the one that is hosting this show, and they want to come for free and bring their family members, or come to your boutique and take clothes for free, or I don't know. A good friend will pay money to see their friend shine. Do you get? So even if you're offering them a free ticket to a show, I'm just using comedians for instance now, or anybody that hosts a show, a good friend will not take the offer of freebies from you. A good friend will advertise. Even if they eventually take the offer for freebie, you would have known that they have worked their ass off and they have brought money to your purse for you. A good friend will advertise your product. A good friend will buy from you. A good friend will refer others. A good friend will model for you and put it on social media. Like, a good friend is all out for you, and that should be vice versa. It shouldn't be one way. So if your friend is doing that for you and you haven't reciprocated in any area where you feel like you can help, then that is not you being a good friend. Yeah, if you have a friend that capitalizes on your friendship and just takes and takes from you, then for me that's not friendship. I'm sorry. My next point is that a good friend should be sincere and less superficial. There's a quote I came across when I was researching this topic, and it says people are like dirt. They can either nourish and help you grow as a person, or they can stunt your growth and make you wilt and die. And that's from Plato. I don't know who that is, but I came across this quote and it spoke to me well. I'm going to read it out again. It says people are like dirt. They can either nourish and help you grow, as a person, or they can stunt your growth and make you wilt and die. So when you're choosing your friends, don't choose superficial people, people that are materialistic, people that don't see beyond what is in front of them at the time, people that are not sincere. They will just make you wilt and die. Like, in simple terms, you will not go past where you are in life. If for anything, you will be limited, or you'll be reducing from what you currently are. So there are other pointers I'm going to be giving you guys on how to spot a good friend or how to choose your friends. Number one is, you only pick friends that influence you positively. If you have somebody that has negativity surrounding them and they want to rub it off on you, do not fall into that pit. I call it a pit because they will only drag you down, and like the quote I just from Plato that I just quoted recently, they will make you wilt and die. Choose people that affect you morally in a very positive way, because even the Bible says in Proverbs that he who walks with the wise shall be wiser. You can complete the rest. And also in 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 33, I believe it says that evil communication corrupt good manners. So be very careful with who you let into your circle and call a friend. Learn to create a benchmark for friendship. Ask yourself simple questions like, is this person dragging me down? Am I being affected positively by having this person in my life? Is this person someone that will be there for me through thick and thin? Is this person my ride or die? Is this person loyal to our friendship? Ask yourself these simple questions, and if all of these don't resonate with the friendship you have with that person, then for me, I don't think that that is a good friendship that you should be nurturing. I'd also advise that you find friends in your field of work, friends that have similar interests and goals with you. Like, for instance, if you're doing YouTube, you should make friends that in the YouTube space, genuine friends, not just acquaintances, friends that you can share your dreams and your aspirations with, and they get you. So even if you have friends outside of your field, make one or two within your field of work so that you guys can relate more on that level. One of the most important points for me in this video is one-sided friendship. Drop one-sided friendship. If you are on the side where you always visit, you always call, you always check up on that friend, and the reverse is not the case, chances are that you're a liability in that friendship. You have to let it go and find someone who appreciates and cherishes you as a person and doesn't make the friendship just one-sided. If you fall into that category and you're doing that to a friend, it is not fair. Let the person go and just explain to the person that we're not on the same wavelength. I can't make you my friend. Than leading them on, answering their calls, opening the doors for them when they come to your house, but you never reciprocate. That is borderline crazy for me. I don't subscribe to that at all. We have different friends for different phases of our lives and for different reasons. If at the current position you are and you realize that the friendship you're keeping does not visualize your dream or your aspiration or where you see yourself going into, I'd advise that you deviate a bit from it, because like I already stated earlier, a friend can make or break you, and you don't want to be broken by a friend, basically. After all that has been said in this video, the second most important point for me is to be your own best friend, because if you don't like your own company, if you don't like yourself, if you're not your own best friend, then how can someone else love you? How can someone be your best friend? How can someone want to be with you if you resent your own company? Because you're going to be with yourself for life, at least till you die. You're going to go everywhere with yourself. So if you cannot stand yourself, then how can someone else stand you? Just ask yourself this question. It's very simple and straight to the point. If I cannot stand myself, if I hate myself, if I detest myself so much, how do I think that someone else can stand me? How do I think that someone else can love me for me? It's not possible. Yeah, so guys, that brings us to the end of today's video. I just came up with this topic at the top of my head. I was not thinking of anything, but I'm like, this is a topic that I've not really seen on YouTube, and it's something that everybody can relate to. So I decided to share my few pointers As always, these are my opinions. If you disagree with me or you agree with me, let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed watching this video, please give it a thumbs up, or if not, give it a thumbs down so I can know the type of videos you like to see on my channel. If you haven't subscribed up until this point, please do so now by clicking on that right hand side button that spells subscribe, and notification bell, that's the bell icon that shows up after, so you don't miss out on any of my uploads. I love you so much for watching today, and I'll be sure to see you in my next one. Bye.